It's actually in Russian called Slabomia Atvaga, which is exactly the case of Dodo Pizza in the UK. We entered there. That was our first pizzeria in Brighton that we launched a long time ago. And we thought, we were naive and said, okay, actually the largest market after United States in the world on pizza consumption is the UK. So there should be room for everybody, right? I mean, it's the largest market. They consume, on average, the average frequency of pizza in Russia is 1.5 per month. So usually average person, well, who eats pizza, order on average 1.5 pizza per month. In the UK, they order on average 4 times a week. So they eat a lot of pizza, crazy. Only Americans eat more pizza than the UK guys. And then we just opened that one and we replicated the Russian model. And the Russian model, honestly, we replicated from Papa John's. So we actually replicated from the United States. So that's American pizza. And guess what? There is 1,300 Domino's pizza in the UK in the population of 60 million. Just to give you a flavor, in Russia, it was only 140 Domino's pizza with a population of around 145 million. So what we did completely wrong, and please don't do that, is that we went suicidal. We went against a very big competitor, and they had a fantastic product, much better than actually in Russia. They had a fantastic application, fantastic experience, and very good prices. What did we have to offer? Nothing. We had so-so product, prices were higher, there is no differentiation. This pizza was struggling. Why did we, it's all unprofitable from the day one. It was 2 years unprofitable. What did we do? We opened more pizzerias. Yeah, let's scale up the minuses. So we opened even 3 more. So in total, we were 4 pizzerias, draining down our budgets. So we're pouring more and more money. So then at a certain point, Fyodor, and I was at that time in Russia, and I was partly responsible for that failure, he said, we're going to close the UK. I said, wait, can I go there? Give me 6 months. Can I do a research? And maybe we can do repositioning from the product side, from the business side, etc. He said, well, you have 6 months. We didn't do it 6 months. We did it in 9 months, almost like a baby. Well, what we've done, yeah, these are mistakes. The most competitive, main competitor, need to break through the wall or find a new door. So we went to finding a new door. It was like, okay, this is the wall. Let's try to pivot. What happened when I moved there? COVID happened. And that made everything even more complicated. But COVID actually helped us a lot. And this I told. It's a cool slide. We started to research, but the way how we approached the research, I think was really cool. And that was, because we didn't have money, it was like 5 of us traveling from different parts of the world to the UK. So we started, and it's called, in research world, it's actually a very cool word. It's called anthropological research. And it's super expensive. It's when you actually see how people use your product, but they don't know that you actually look at them using your product. And actually, alcohol brands, they invest a lot, because my friend in the UK, he does it, and they pay like, 10,000 just for, a few observation of pounds. So it's super expensive. We had very little money, so we didn't have money to buy a hotel. What we've done, we were living at Airbnb, but with a host, because you get a room, and it's super cheap. Yeah, this is me. This is a Jamaican health worker. He's a super guy. So the plan is super simple. You live in one family no more than 1 week, because 1 week is enough. First 2 days, you just get in touch, and you kind of hang out with them. It's like, hey, how you doing? And then on third or fourth, you say, look, I really love pizza, but I don't know where to kind of order it. Can you please help me? Say, yo, man, I know there's a good pizza here. And he tells you everything about good pizza, the good restaurant, and how do you order it, and can we order it? He said, well, it's a good restaurant here, but unfortunately, because of the COVID, we cannot go there. And when you order it, it gets sucked. I mean, it's not as good. It's really bad. And then we got consistently more or less the same feedback, that there is a good restaurant pizza. It's only good in restaurant, but in delivery, it's bad. So what about Domino's? Domino's is no good. Don't buy Domino's, etc. And we're like, whoa. We, of course, checked the then quantitative. I spoil everything. So we saw this opportunity. Actually, COVID helped us. That there is a niche on the market that nobody saw of restaurant quality pizza that can potentially be delivered and be as good on the delivery as in restaurant. Now, that's not a pizza pie, because pizza pie is not restaurant quality pizza. But we had our guys in China, where we spend also a lot of money and closed the business, that actually were experimenting with Roman-style dough. Now, Roman-style dough is an amazing dough because it's, I'll show you the picture. It's this one. It's fluffy from the, I feel hungry. It's fluffy from the inside, but it's a pre-frozen dough. So that means that you actually can save a lot of time and labor cost. And labor cost is super expensive in the United Kingdom when you produce this pizzeria. The other thing is actually pretty cheap to produce the dough. And actually, the ingredients here, they look expensive, but they're cheap. They're really cheap in the UK. It's a completely different situation versus, you say, Russia. I don't know how it is in Serbia. So then we saw that opportunity. Okay, can we do a fast gourmet pizza? And can we introduce that to the market? We completely reshaped the whole production process, and it required us much less people on the kitchen, much less time for production. So we could, within 30 minutes, before it was 16, within 30 minutes maximum, actually it was 25, we can deliver you a very high quality pizza, very tasty, very hot, because it's short radius, tastes like in restaurant, but very affordable. So we cracked that. Then we created the brief, then we created the brand strategy on the knee, and then we found a fantastic design agency called The Clients, which did the identity and the design here. And actually we have Lida here sitting, who was the head of design, who actually helped us to craft this with actually a very short period of time. I think it was like 1.5 months that we created the whole brand design. And then we are now did the rebrand for InDrive, also with the guys, and we're doing now the second round of brand design. So if you guys need a brand design partner, she's sitting right here. Promise you not to sell everything, but I'm selling Lida right now. Yeah, so that's thanks to these guys, we've done this amazing job. This is how the menu looked. This is how the restaurant looked like. So it's like 5-star waiting lounge. This is a design chair, and this is the pizza. To cut, I will show you the result. The results were amazing from the business, but that lead us to the research. So first thing we've done, because we didn't have money, we've done a lot of qualitative research just using Facebook. We were Facebooking people and giving them, we're a new pizzeria, we're going to soon launch, et cetera, help us. And then we created a chatbot. I mean, now you can do it, with ChatGPT, or we used an application actually called ManyChat. This is like a pre-programmed chatbot. So it was not even the person behind it. They thought it's a person. And then we got a lot of qualitative data. Now, also, we had to understand how UK people, and they're completely different from the pizza. Like one of the insight actually we found is that we in Russia, we like very saturated colors of the product. Like if the pizza is a little bit, brighter than the reality, we think, oh, it's tasty. In the UK, it's vice versa. If it's the colors are bright, that means you're cheap shit. If you actually saturate it less, that means you're quality. But we never knew that before we started to talk with these people. This is the UK student. And they give a lot of insight on the product, how it tastes, et cetera, et cetera. We did it through Zoom. So I actually recruited them. So I was sitting actually in Croatia and was doing this research, and the guys were preparing pizza on the test kitchen. This was one book. If you haven't read this book, buy this book. This is an amazing book on how to do qualitative research if you're a startup. Amazing book. Buy this book. Read this book.
Translated in Serbian.
You see, it's even translated in Serbian. And in Russian, it's called Sprosi mamu. So it's also translated in Russian. Now, one thing the big corporations invest, like InDrive, is an amazing tool called brand health tracking. Costs a lot. We invest in brand health tracking more than millions of dollars every year. You don't have that money, but you don't need to. This is how we recruited 800 first respondents by creating a group on Facebook called Pizza Lovers Leamington Spa. There was no branding there. We recruited people to actually give us a feedback. And then at the end, we gave them the promo code, and they became 800 of new free customers, very cheap. This is I told. Oh, this is another fantastic one. Competitive research. Now, we needed to know what's the revenue of competition. What we've done every Friday, why Friday? Because Friday is always the peak day. Close to the closure of the competitive pizzeria, we go there and make a order, just order for something really cheap. What we needed is this number here. because then we knew how many orders they have during the day. We know the average check, around 20 pounds. So these calculate by average check, you know the revenue on Friday. Knowing revenue on Friday, you can extrapolate it to all the week. You know the weekly revenue, you know the monthly revenue. Now, the other thing we did, this is illegal in Russia, don't do that in Russia. We also had the Ray-Ban stories. This is the glasses that you have the camera on. So you go to competitive pizzeria, you turn the video on, they don't know that you're shooting, and you know all the process that you do. I don't know, I'm supposed to do this here? No, okay, forget about this one. This is semi-legal in some countries. So this is completely your responsibility, guys, not mine, if you do this. We copied the Russian UX of the application, and we didn't know that in the UK, the way you identify the address is not how you do it in Russia. In Russia, you know the name of the street, the name of the house, that's it. In the UK, they all know the postcode. And the postcode is usually like 3-4 houses. This is how you identify your address. You first put the postcode, and then you get like 4 houses they need to pick. But it took us like 6 months to figure it out, and we completely needed to rebuild the whole navigation and mapping system. But that initially killed our funnel. I mean, the conversion we were losing was a lot. So then when we fixed that, the funnel was fantastic. Oh yeah, this one I love. This is the Facebook ad cabinet. Now, if you're a physical business, the one way to know your addressable market is very simple. You go to Facebook ad cabinet, you put a pin where your location is, and then you play with the radius. Then you know more or less the people that have the mobile phones there, which more or less the same, the population. But what you can do, you can put filters here. Like, I don't know, mom, working mom, et cetera, and then you know number here. So if you struggle with total addressable market, do the Facebook ads, do the radios, do the filters. You don't need to buy the advertising. You just need this number. Amazing thing. And to cut the long story short, we were growing in new clients, but the most important is this green line. Because if you're a startup, the only thing you care about is the retention. So retention was actually pretty good. And another thing which we care about is the 5-star rating reviews. Because if your product is okay, what happens is you get 5-star reviews, you get a good retention, and you get good NPS. And this is what every startup should care about, because if that works fine, then you have a healthy product market fit, then you can invest money into scaling. This is what we've done. This is our new pizzeria here, and this is our 4 poor pizzerias that we needed to close. We hit the profitability within the first 2 months, so we became profitable. We put 10-year lease agreements on 5 more pizzerias. We signed up for a big production processing plant for producing the Roman-style dough. We imported equipment from Italy for 500,000 pounds, and then happened February 24. And in 3 days, our account was blocked, bank account, because our founder was from Russia, our money was from Russia, we were not welcome in the UK. So I personally had to fire all the people that I hired, and I personally was in depression for 3 months.
Last year?
No, it was 2022.
22.
Yeah, so when the war started. But then InDrive called me, and I was out of my depression. So yeah.